In the heart of a bustling city, a symphony hall is filled with a captivated audience. Music fills the air, but outside, something more sinister brews. A Black Ops team, clad in tactical gear, storms the building. Shots ring out. People panic. But this isn't a terrorist attack. This is a CIA operation, and one man in particular stands out among them. Our unnamed protagonist. He moves with precision, calm under fire. He's on a mission to retrieve a mysterious object from a secret compartment. But something strange happens. A bullet hole in the wall appears before any shot is fired. Time seems off. A man in a strange mask, bearing a red string on his backpack, appears and vanishes after saving the protagonist from certain death. The protagonist survives, but barely. Captured and tortured, he chooses suicide over betrayal, taking a cyanide pill that should kill him. But he wakes up alive. It was a test. A loyalty test. He passed. Now he's being recruited into something far more dangerous and mysterious, an organization known only as Tenet. The protagonist is briefed on a strange concept, inverted entropy. Bullets that flow backward in time, returning to the gun instead of being fired from it. He's shown one of these bullets, and told that the future is attacking the past. Entire weapons are moving backward through time. It's physics, but not as we know it. He's told to feel it, not understand it, because understanding may not help when the laws of cause and effect are reversed. He travels to Mumbai to find answers. There, with the help of a sharp and resourceful British agent named Neil, they infiltrate the compound of an arms dealer named Priya. But to his surprise, Priya isn't the arms dealer, her husband is the front. She's the true power, and what she tells him changes everything. The bullets were inverted, sent from the future, and are being used by a Russian oligarch named Andrei Sadar. He's somehow communicating with the future. And worse, he might be the key to global annihilation. The protagonist tracks Sadar through his estranged wife, Kat, an art appraiser trapped in a toxic marriage. Sadar has been blackmailing her using a forged Goya painting she authenticated. If she crosses him, he'll destroy her. But the protagonist offers her a chance at freedom. If she helps him get to Sadar, he'll make the painting disappear. The plan leads them to a free port in Oslo Airport, an ultra-secure vault used to store art, wealth, and secrets. The protagonist and Neil launch an ambitious plan to infiltrate it by crashing a plane into the building. Amid the chaos, they encounter two masked individuals fighting them. It's a brutal, chaotic scene, but something is odd. One of the masked men moves strangely, like he's flowing backward through time. The protagonist defeats him, but the mystery lingers. Later, Kat introduces the protagonist to Sadar aboard a luxury yacht. Sadar is cold, cruel, and controlling, especially toward Kat. He agrees to let the protagonist prove his worth in a high-stakes operation to retrieve a piece of mysterious plutonium called the algorithm. But when the protagonist gets involved, things go sideways. During a highway heist sequence, cars spinning, bullets flying, something strange happens again. A car moving backward in time crashes into them. Inside it is a man who's been inverted. It's chaos. Sadar arrives, demanding answers. He's not looking for plutonium. He's looking for the algorithm, and he wants it desperately. He uses Kat as leverage, threatening to kill her unless the protagonist talks. But Sadar already knows too much. He's been talking to the future. And he's not just following orders, he's executing them. The protagonist discovers an inversion turnstile, a machine that flips time's direction. When he steps through it, the world reverses. Everything moves backward. Cars drive in reverse, explosions unexplode, and people move unnaturally. He fights the masked man again. Only this time, he realizes the masked man was himself inverted. The loop has closed. The story deepens. Sadar has been collecting 9 pieces of the algorithm, a device that can invert the entropy of the entire planet. If activated, the entire world could collapse into non-existence. Why? Because in the future, climate change and disaster have pushed humanity to the brink. They believe destroying the past will preserve their own survival. Sadar, dying from cancer, has set a fail-safe. When he dies, the algorithm activates. And he plans to die at the moment he was happiest, on a vacation with Kat and their son. But now Kat must act. She pretends to rekindle their romance, waiting for the exact moment to kill him. Meanwhile, the protagonist and Neil join a temporal pincer movement, an operation where 2 teams work at the same time from opposite directions. One team moves forward, the other backward. Together, they aim to stop the algorithm from being buried deep underground, where its activation will destroy the world. Neil, clever and always a step ahead, seems to know more than he lets on. The protagonist starts to piece it together. Neil was the masked man in Oslo. He's been working for the protagonist all along, but in his past and the protagonist's future. Their paths are inverted. Kat, timing it perfectly, kills Sator just as the algorithm is retrieved. The protagonist stops the weapon. The world is saved, but the cost is heavy. Neil says goodbye, walking toward a future that is the protagonist's past, a past where they first met, and where Neil will eventually die saving him. It's heartbreaking, but it's also destiny. The protagonist realizes he was never a pawn. He was the one who created Tenet. He's the one who recruited Neil in the future. He's been orchestrating everything all along, across timelines and realities. The mission was his. The fight was his. He's not a part of the story. The protagonist now meets with Priya again. He's realized that she's not just a weapons dealer. She's a key piece in this larger game. She tells him that Sator isn't just some arms dealer chasing profit. He's been given the algorithm from the future. 9 pieces. It's a mathematical formula, a device that, if assembled, can invert entropy on a global scale. In short, it can end the world. Sator's been collecting these 9 components across time, burying them in the past, and the future has been helping him bring them together. The protagonist asks her who gave Sator the mission. Priya says people in the future who believe the destruction of the past is their only salvation. A kind of desperate revenge. The protagonist realizes what's at stake now. It's not about gold or information. It's about time itself, humanity's very survival. They now move towards Sator's next move. The protagonist and Neil identify a place called Stalsk 12, a dead zone in northern Russia. Sator's hometown. Kat confirms that if he were to die, he'd want to die there, on his own terms, at a time of his choosing, and while holding the world hostage. But Sator is dying. He has terminal cancer. That's why he's doing all this now, planning to end the world on the very moment he dies, with the algorithm activated and buried in the past. A final act of control. The team must intercept the algorithm at the temporal pincer moment. 2 teams are formed, red team, moving forward in time, and blue team moving backward. A 10-minute pincer movement. Each team operates simultaneously, one inverted, one forward. What one experiences, the other witnesses in reverse. Neil and the protagonist are briefed by Ives, a Tenet commander. This is a military operation unlike anything before. They need to breach a Soviet-era closed city under heavy security, reach the hypocenter where the algorithm is hidden, and remove it from the dead drop before the future seals humanity's fate. The final battle is a chaotic ballet of time. Bullets fly in reverse and forward. Buildings explode and then reassemble. The red team observes the consequences. The blue team makes them happen. Neil and the protagonist split, each taking a critical role. Time is disorienting. Inside the city, the protagonist fights his way through underground tunnels. He sees signs of someone else helping him, opening doors, giving him seconds to act. On the other side, Neil is inverted, moving backward through time, watching these moments unfold. Sator, meanwhile, is on his yacht in Vietnam in the past, waiting for a signal from his men that the algorithm is secured so he can kill himself, triggering the end of the world. Kat must stall him. She pretends to be the wife who's forgiven him, who's there to share a last moment. But inside, she's burning with rage and a mission. At the exact moment Sator relaxes, she kills him, before the signal can be sent. Her timing is everything. If she acts too early, the world ends. Meanwhile, deep inside the tunnel, the protagonist retrieves the algorithm. But it's a trap. He's pinned down by enemy fire. Just as death seems certain, Neil appears, backwards through time, saving him again. He unlocks a gate, takes a bullet, and dies in the past, his fate sealed. The protagonist realizes Neil has known all along. He was recruited by the protagonist in the future. They've been through many missions together, in reverse order. For Neil, this is the end. For the protagonist, it's the beginning of their friendship. With the algorithm recovered, the world is saved for now. Ives wants to destroy the pieces, but Priya still sees value. The protagonist knows that the algorithm must never be allowed to reunite. They each take a piece and disappear, vowing to never reveal what they've done. Later, Kat is walking her son home, thinking the nightmare is over. But Priya is watching. She wants to eliminate loose ends. The protagonist, now fully awakened as the man behind Tenet, arrives just in time. He kills Priya before she can harm Kat. The future must be rewritten, not by war, but by control. He understands now. He is the one who created Tenet, who orchestrated this entire mission from the shadows. He is both its founder and its enforcer. What he did was never about now. It was about what must come. The war between what will be and what was. As the screen fades, Neil's final words echo in his mind. What's happened, happened, which is an expression of faith in the mechanics of the world. It's not an excuse to do nothing. The protagonist now embraces his destiny. He's not just a player. He's the architect. And this is only the beginning of his story.